Welcome back to Packing the Gathering, where I'm going to be ripping into more of my 4th edition sealed product. I'm your host, Alex, and if this is your first video, I'm glad to have you. I've committed to opening on camera from sealed product a complete Pack Fresh 4th edition set. And this is my second video. Let's get started. So in last video, I opened up a starter deck and we looked at the lands, the uncommons, the commons, and the rares, and we placed them into the set, and we kind of evaluated what it looked like in a draft situation. So today I'm going to be continuing that effort. This is a sealed box of 4th edition that I bought back in COVID. We're going to open up this. We're going to take 2 packs from that, considering it the kind of the trusted source. And then I'm going to open up a random pack from outside these 2 boxes, card pool, just to splash in some spicy, randomness to it all. We'll see what those packs look like. I'm going to get them from all over the place. So eBay, TCG Player, wherever I find the best bet, right? So let's, without further ado, let's get into it. So I don't want to totally ruin the box. So I'm going to try to go down the seam there just to get started. All right, there we go. Oh man, this brings back some memories. Man, I don't think I opened but maybe just one 4th edition booster box entirely. I know I opened a couple thirds and probably just packed stuff from there, but like entire booster boxes, 4th edition. This is probably like my number 2 box ever of all time. So we're gonna take a look at. Ooh, check that out. Hurloon, Minotaur, Mana Vault, and the Pegasus. Well, I gotta do the Mana Vault. Look at that. Don't those just crisp? So there's one. Oh, a little bit of glue there from. Oh, maybe just the box. I don't know. I'm noticing like there's a little bump there too. So, that definitely will be evaluating every single pack I open, looking at, has stuff been tampered with or whatnot. But I feel pretty good about this one. Now, these 2, you know what? We'll just keep that guy up there. That's our Wild. This is pack number 1. All right, so from the videos that I watched just a few minutes ago, the uncommons are going to be face up on the seam, and the commons are at the end there, and then the 4th one in is the rare. So what I'm going to try to do is hide that from you as best I can. And keep it. All right, here we go. So, like I said, 1, 2, 3. So number 4 is our rare for the big reveal. Okay, so here we go. Just looking at these. Oh man, jeez, look how crisp they are. I know you're not gonna probably be able to tell, but oof. Again, hands with the shaking. That looks beautiful. This one looks like it has kind of like a little bit of a rough spot from where maybe it was cut on the sheet. Let's go. Battering Ram, first duplicate. All right. Power Leaks, second duplicate. Tranquility, look at that. It's just a carbon copy of the starter deck. Paralyzed, that's uncanny. Right. I couldn't make that up if I tried. Iron Root, okay. Put that there. Terror, right? You gotta be kidding me. There's no way. Flood? Venom, right? Yeah, we're just gonna repeat here. Pit Scorpion. Again, that's okay. Jump. And here we are. Evil Presence. Okay, so that's where the variation is going to come in play here, right? Evil Presence. Not all that helpful. Animate Dead. Ah, yeah. Look at that. That'll help out in the deck. All right. And a castle. Okay. And lastly, for rare number 1, from the Trusted Sources packs, a Cormus Bell. Well, it does work with the swamps, and if it's kind of a last-ditch effort, you drop that down, attack with everything, just get that little bit of damage through, then maybe that's worth it. So, I don't know. That's uncanny. I'm kind of speechless. Like, how the heck does that even happen? So the commons, maybe they're on the same sheet in the same order, and it just so happens that the starter deck and the booster pack started at the same card, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to have to look up like the numbers on these and just see if there's any sort of like pattern, because now I'm just curious, like what's going on there. Okay, so pack number 2. Now, you'll hear me talk about the deck. Well, back in the day, I used to open up starters plus a booster that you bought at the store, and we would construct a deck and play with it that day, right? So I'm just kind of continuing that theme for fun to see what it is that we pack, what kind of a deck it would put together. Thought about recording all of that and making a final piece to itself, but whatever, it's just fun to do. All right, so here we go again. Nice stiff cards, right? You can tell they have not been played. Nice and fresh. All right, so here's the commons. Let's see what we can add to that deck. Venom. You swear there's like 20 commons in the whole set, and you're just going to pack them all here. Pit Scorpion. What? Really? A Wild Growth. So in the starter, we definitely had a black-green theme as a dominant selection. Scathed Zombies. All right, the Venom and the Pit Scorpion. Again, Venom and the Pit Scorpion. And the starter deck had a Venom and Pit... I just can't believe that. All right, so there's some white. Impiety had that one. Fire Breathing. There we go. Healing Salve. Dwarven Warriors. Okay. Nice balance there so far. What do we got? Merfolk with a Pearl Trident. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 2 more. Shannon Dryads. You know, one of the things that kind of marveled me back in the day and that kind of brought me in too was like all the naming. Like, where's that from, right? You know, we're supposed to be Planewalkers. We're supposed to be pulling all of this. I mean, most of the 4th and the core sets from Dominaria. We all know that now. But I started reading the books, and I would love to find where, you know, what is Shannon? Is that a type of dryad? Is that a place? Was that a forest in particular? Was it a character in the books or whatnot? And I always try to find, as I'm reading the books, like what cards were showing up. What cards were they making mention? Marsh Gas. Okay. So again, more black and green. Okay. Uncommons. White Knight. Very nice. Pyrotechnics. Okay, we're getting a little bit better with the red. Keep the uncommons over there. Spirit Link. Not too bad. All right. Rare number 2. Here we go. And Ragman. Definitely black. The red stuff's kind of giving me pause. The white stuff's giving me pause. I don't know if there's enough there to really go with it. I like, so far, seeing this black-green kind of work its way out. Okay, so this pack that I'm going to open up next is from eBay. I bought it back in 21. It says here I spent $53.45. So that's a little high for what we're talking about packs being available for on eBay today. But this is adding in, right? This will be the splash of randomness. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Whew. Still nervous. Hands shaking. This is so much fun. So much fun. Oh, no, don't choke. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the rare. Here we go. Comments from the rando. Number 1. All right, Tundra Wolves. Finally getting, somewhere else in the print sheets. Word of Binding. I think we've seen that one. Alabaster. Plague Rats. Continuing with the black. Like it, dig it. Here we go. Circle of Protections, man. I mean, I think the red's the only one that has any sort of value today, but I remember with my brother, again, that's all kitchen table magic, right? Playing a lot with Circle of Protections. Ooh, look at that. I love it. So crisp. Gorgeous. Dark Ritual. All right. Fortified Area. Wow, look at this. Black and white booster pack for sure. All right. Clay Statue. Ironclaw Orcs. Another Circle of Protection black. Last common. The Brute. Look at that. No green. Or blue for that matter. Okay. Uncommons. Let's round out this deck, see what we got going on. Iron Star. Each red spell. Okay. Segovian Leviathan. There we go. There's blue. Not helpful today. Conservator. Kind of spoiled that one. Again, prevention of damage. Some evasion maybe. It's just to me. Don't know if I'd put that in, but we'll see. All right. This is it. The final rare. Did we get something hot and amazing? Let's see. My prediction is going to be Howling Mine, right? Let's go with Howling Mine. And it is... Oh, Sunglasses of Urza. Okay. Well, convert white to red, I guess. Okay, so keeping with the channel's theme, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to sleeve all of these in the Surefits, and then I'll follow those by the Dragon Shield Clear Classics. Then we'll binder them up, and I will fast forward through all of this so that you don't have to watch it, and let's do it. And there you go. So it's all done. So the next step here, I just wanted to take a look again. Definitely going black-green, right? Second Terror, Second Paralyze, not the best removal. Dark Ritual for ramp, Wild Growth for ramp. Throw some Venoms out there, probably on that Will-o'-the-Wisp from last time for a defender. Animate Dead, bring back something crazy. Ragman, yeah. Getting rid of get rid of card is always pretty good, just to give you that, accelerate. I don't have any extra draw, so I'm not getting card advantage there. But yeah, white had the startings of something. Back in the day, there wasn't a whole lot of sweepers. Wrath of God comes to mind. The red one that's like 8 mana and 6 damage to all creatures and players is another one. But tapping all the creatures out or giving them all, you know, plus whatever, and trample. That really wasn't there. So these games were a lot longer. They were a lot slower. But yeah, I don't know. I'm toying with the idea, maybe just like putting that deck together and throwing it in Moxfield, leaving it in a link below, but we'll see. So if you like what you've seen so far and you want to follow me, continue to open the sealed product and put together this set. Again, for those who are watching for the first time, the spillover stuff is going to go into a second set that I'm going to attempt to complete. And then the rest of it will start going into like full sets of lands, full sets of commons and whatnot. And then when we get after that, I'll just list them all up. So we still haven't set up the Shopify store yet, but I will sooner or later. And we will get that stuff up there once there's, adequate inventory to list. But as far as next steps is the binder, and I did transfer into the larger binder so that we could keep track of, nice and tight, the progress of both the primary and the secondary. And just to show you guys, I did go ahead and add all of the cards in there in a black and white printing just to kind of give it a little bit more of a visual aid of where the cards go and what are we missing. So on any given page, those in color will be easily seen on video. There's the second set at the end there. I'm going to go ahead and add those, and then we're going to get into the recap. Okay, that was cool. So this week I seem to have picked up kind of a head cold, so I apologize if I'm a little bit nasally. But I really dig the black and white pictures in the binders. I think that gave a nice visual effect and enabled me to fill out the pages a lot more quickly. So I dig that. But here we are back at the template. Okay, from last week, this is exactly what we entered in. And I will be adding the cards in here real quick. But first thing I did was I added a spillover set tab so that we can see the cards packed flow over to this, keep track of it, look at a completion rate here too. So as you can see from last week, we had 6, and that's just going to be the basic lands that came in here. A grand total of $4, so a whole 1%. And we're looking at, again, 6 basic lands out of the 15, a total of 40%. And this would be updated to 6. And I don't know if, again, this is going to apply so much to the second one, but definitely into the primary. So maybe I'll get rid of these on the template here. It's not necessary. But the other difference from last week is we're recording the previous week, right? So that we can get an idea of where are we going from here. So right now it's just set to the 14%, and I'm going to add in these, and then we'll see a net gain and look at the differences overall. So I'm going to go ahead and enter those in now manually, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. They're all in. So as I was doing that, I was thinking, maybe this previous week, instead of just tracking the percentage, should be something more like we should be looking at the quantity too to see where it was at. So that was like, I think 52. I'll double check those, but and so that would be a net gain of 33 this week, right? So 85 Out of 378, 293 left to go. We're up to 22%. And last week we had 52. This week we added 33, so that's 14%, which is a net gain of 8%. So, I expect these numbers to stop going up so rapidly every time we open a pack, but it's probably worth doing. I might clean up my formatting here too as well. The cost was $28.61. Oop. And that is 44 minus the 28. So a gain of $15 into the set. Now, again, we opened up more, but okay, so on to the basic lands. We did not add any, right? So no change this week, 0%. For the commons, we're up to 47 out of 121, so that's 39%. Last week we were at 21, so we increased those by 18. The uncommons, we're up to 18, which is, again, total of 15%. Previous week 7, net gain of 8. And, of course, we added 3 rares from 3 booster packs, so we're up to 5%, with the previous week being 2 and a net gain of 3. So overall, we, again, had that 8% matching up top there. Overall growth, we're up to 22%. Now, what I did do was go ahead and created a Moxfield account, and I'll put a link to this down below, but I took that card pool from both the first video's starter deck and this video's 3 booster packs, and I combined them all in here. So this is 100% of all the cards that were open, and then I did kind of pick and choose as if I was going to draft these. What would I put into an actual deck? So I came up with like 13 creatures, and you can see them here. We had multiples of a couple of these, and I did put them into the sideboard for optional usage. I took out the pit scorpions because I really wasn't focused on poison. I have 2 battering rams. If I come across a wall heavy encounter, I would probably swap something out. I kept the stream of life in there only because my pestilence is kind of like my board wipe, if you can call it that. Board control, maybe. And that does damage to the players as well, so I figured let's put in that to kind of maybe give me a little bit extra. So Dark Ritual, Simulacrum, Terror, some removal. There's 2 of those. Korma Spell. So I think the Mishra's Factory, Animate Dead, the Pestilence, 2 Venoms, a Wild Growth, and Web. So, my ramp is going to be my Dark Ritual and my Wild Growth. My removal is kind of light, but it's the Terrors and then the Evasion there, would be worth buying. So I'm looking at this at, it's not the sexiest by today's standards, of course. But, my win con here, I think, is just hopefully to strategically place that Venom on the regenerators, right? And keep them at bay. Maybe the web goes on the clay statue as well and becomes a solid, take out flyers and survive that. The Simulacrum, maybe like a one-time hit into the regenerators if I can get lucky. Throw down the Korma Spell and then tap everything, and, hopefully my ramp has come out early. I've gotten a little bit of damage. Pestilence, wheel them down. Life Link, bring me back up. Korma Spell, just kind of overflow with too many creatures. And then, if I do get the wipeout stuff, then, I can bring back maybe something that they had and use it against them. So everything else is sideboarded here, just in case. I guess if I come across another green deck for the swamp, Forest Walk, and I didn't see the Evil Presence playing in there. I wasn't going to play with the other artifacts, but I do have the 2 paralyzes if I do need heavy creature control. And then everything else, the 41 is into the considering. So yeah, a little neat. If you can take a look at it a little bit further and maybe make some comments on what you thought you would do with a draft scenario like this. I did put the Mishra's Factory in for one of the forests because I did have more black mana symbols in my deck than green mana symbols. That's usually how I kind of determine. And I started with like a 16 and 24 spells. So 16 land, 24 spells. And I would adjust. Like if I had a whole bunch of weenies, then, maybe I would go less lands. And I would go more if I had a large curve on them. A large mana curve. So that's that there. Back to the template. Now, today we opened up 3 booster packs, right? So we're adding to it the deck. What did I say? 33 cards, right? So 73% yield there. And, each week, I will update these and keep that on a running tally. And the boosters, the cost basis, we added 3. Now, this was a booster box that I opened from COVID, so it was about $1,642 and change. You divide that by 36, it's about $45.62 per pack. So that's 2 of those. And then the rando eBay was $53.45. So add that all together, and we are at $144.69. So currently we're all in $303. Average per pack right there puts that at $48. And again, if we're going to look at today's prices, 4th edition booster pack, right there, $35.99. So today's dollar, that would be $35.99 times 3, plus your shipping and handling and taxes for your applicable country or state. So yeah, there we are. Interesting so far. Nice little start. We're up to 22%, and I look forward to seeing where it goes from here. So I just forgot. We have the spillover set. So what happened here, right? So we went up from that 6, so we added 10. I'll update these for next week. The dollar value went from like $2 to $8. As we can see here, we're just moving the commons. There's our 6 from last week, 10 there. And, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these guys because they're not necessary in the spillover. But I'll update this. And, again, if you want to see this each week, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below about the what you think of the final deck put together. Anything you would have done differently? I'm very curious. So anyways, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.